11 pagi hari Jumaat bersama saya lagi moderator anda Izzatul Ismail. So setiap minggu ni dah masuk minggu keempat. Okey, berjumpa saya setiap minggu hari Rabu dan juga Jumaat. So hari ini adalah hari Jumaat. So seperti yang kami war-warkan pada hari Rabu yang lepas, okey, hari ini kita akan membawakan topik berkenaan dengan bioteknologi. Okey, dan seperti biasa setiap minggu dan setiap every live session saya akan ditemani oleh different panels. Okey, panel-panel yang expert dalam bidang masing-masing setiap sesi. So hari ini kita ada another panel yang kita invite. Okey, beliau adalah Dr. Samson Soon. Okey, so siapakah gerangan beliau ni? Sekejap je lagi. Okey, kita akan terangkan, kita akan beritahu. Okey, so seperti yang diberitahu juga, okey, tajuk kita pada minggu ini adalah The Power of Biotechnology in Fighting a Global Pandemic. Okay, kita masih lagi tak lari daripada isu-isu berkaitan specifically adalah COVID-19 lah. Seperti yang kita pernah utarakan sebelum ni, kita punya panel dalam bidang bisnes pun ada cerita pasal global effect dalam ekonomi. Okay, so semalam pun bidang sukan, how sports is affected by COVID-19. So hari ni disebabkan COVID-19 dan juga bioteknologi tu, saya rasakan ia sangat-sangat relevan topik untuk kita ulas dengan lebih lanjut. Okay, so tapi nak mengulas tu bukan saya lah, saya akan serahkan kepada pakar di sebelah saya. Okay, so seperti biasa macam saya cakap tadi, kita akan berkenalan dengan lebih lanjut. Okay, so Dr. Samson, Dr. Soon lah. Okay, so I will call him Dr. Soon. Alright, so perhaps Dr. Soon nak kenalkan diri doktor kepada audience di luar sana. So basically like your background and then your experience mungkin dalam bidang industri dan juga dalam bidang education. So say hi to everyone.
Boleh, no problem. Okay, Dr. Soon, from Faculty of Engineering Science and Technology.
Yes.
Okay, IUKL. So I've been involved with biotechnology for more than 30 years.
More than
30 years.
30 years.
So in this instance, because when I say I'm involved with biotechnology,
yes,
I come from the industry. So now I'm actually teaching as well. So I've got a vast experience with regards to the industry itself. So biotech is a very, very powerful field, as you can see. Later on we can discuss more about it. So in IUKL we do have a very good program, and as I'm attached to the Department of Science, based on our curriculum and syllabus and all these things, we do a lot of application with regards to a biotechnology course. So with regards to that, I had actually a very, very biotech central core individual. So I think this topic is very nice for me, so that I can share with everyone.
So that means your previous educations also in biotechs, and then you involved in the industry.
Yes.
And until now.
Yes.
Okay, until now in education. I mean, last time in biotech industry and now in the education industry.
Correct.
Okay, teaching all those students who would like to be like him, to be involved in the biotechnology industry. Okay, so I believe 30 years experience is, yes, indeed is a very vast experience. Okay, right. So okay, itu sedikit sebanyak mengenai Dr. Soon. Alright. So in IUKL, alright, biotechnology, we do offer both diploma and also bachelor. Diploma in biotechnology, bachelor of biotechnology with honors, right? So macam saya sendiri doktor, kadang-kadang kita pergi keluar luar, ada certain student yang memang dia dah tahu about biotechnology. But some students, they simply don't. Okay, tapi dia bagi tahu, okay, saya nak science. Okay, walaupun saya dah kata, okay, science tu dia ada banyak. Dia ada science physics, dia ada science bio. So I try to differentiate diorang punya interest in science tu. Okay, so bila yang mengatakan they love biology, okay, that's where saya kita explain pasal our biotechnology lah. Okay, so mungkin Dr. Su nak bagi tahu sedikit, just a little bit pasal program, just sikit sebelum kita maksud saya daripada program tu kita relate kepada topik kita pada hari ni lah. Okay. So in IUKL, how basically student ni belajar pasal biotechnology, it is all like theoretical bio ataupun any experiments ke apa. So mungkin dari segi academician, you boleh bagi tahu the viewers dan semua yang sedang menyaksikan ni lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We actually have a very exciting course in IUKL.
Okay.
Because kita punya fokus ni dia lebih kepada hands-on.
Okay.
Alright. Because from our vast experience in the biotech industry, a lot of the value biotechnology is through application. Okay, so kalau Izzah cakap kita belajar pasal teori Izzah tak boleh. And that's why I say one of the most exciting field to be in, okay, is in biotech. Because student ni we expose them to a lot of practical application.
Correct.
So in our syllabus, we construct, it's a 3-year like Bachelor of Science honors.
Yes, it's 3 years.
We give them a very thorough exposure to all types of biotech applications, okay, or biotech topics, okay, or biotech field, because it is very wide. When you talk about biotechnology, it's very wide. Okay, it's very wide. So in this short, I would say short, okay, 3 years, okay, the student is given the chance to actually learn all the fields in biotechnology, okay, right, introduced, and then get hands-on experience, okay. How do we say hands-on experience? We provide them with training, practical training, okay, internship with biotech companies. We also have very comprehensive lab, sessions, where they get to use very advanced machine.
So they enhance on hands dengan
on hands.
Yeah.
Skill set, they must be on hands. All my students, when they go out from when they graduate, they're top notch. They can handle any of the equipment that is anywhere outside the industry right now, and that's very important because it's very relevant to our topic later on, and this is very important.
Sebab I believe when we talk about biology, bio and technology, okay, memang tak boleh dipisahkan with labs. Memang tak boleh dipisahkan. When you talk about bio, memang basically your life mostly akan involve di dalam lab. Okay, tapi lab tu ada macam-macam lab lah, right? Okay. So mungkin kalau roughly percentage like lab session dengan theoretical, how's the ratio?
How's the ratio? Very good question. We try to make it 50-50. And that's why when we actually do a course, okay, a course, when we provide a course, we will link it up with our laboratory session in the same semester.
Okay.
So let's say for instance, we're talking about genetic engineering.
That's one of the subjects, huh?
That's one of the subjects.
Wow,
That's one of one of the
Okay.
core subjects I'm teaching.
Alright.
Okay, so when we offer that subject, okay, theory, it's always related to the lab session. So once they get the class exposure, they go to the lab and do their hands-on. So it's very fitting, and we see it that even the students get very excited because when they learn about the theory part, okay, they're exposed immediately. So So dia tak lupa lah.
Yes. So,
Dia
once
ada
you
semangat
belajar
sikit.
teori, terus apply.
Betul. Because if you learn about the
betul.
theory and then because a lot of these are very technical. Because
Betul.
biotech is a very technical course.
Correct.
So when you learn about the theory and then you say okay lah, you know, demonstrate, you know, just someone to demo and all these things like that. It doesn't work.
Betul.
Because dia sendiri kena buat practical.
Nak faham kena
Buat eksperimen,
practical.
betul. How to make do the experiment, you know, do the gene cloning, you know this.
Gene cloning. I heard about it. Yeah, I heard about it, but I don't know how to do.
So they are happy with that. So I think we've got a good combination.
I think definitely they're going to be happy.
Yeah.
Sebab bila belajar teori, you hanya nampak mungkin from the slides, mungkin from the YouTubes. But when you go to the lab, you boleh nampak physicals, all the macam nak cakap tadi, it's a physical experiment. So you boleh nampak kalau yang belajar, I've seen ada student kita dulu dia pernah buat like satu event dekat galeri tu. So all those students dia betul-betul bawa those microorganism for us to see. For us to see.
Those are my students, very proud.
Yes, that's right. So me was like, you know, kita bukan orang bio.
Betul.
So I consider like okay, public yang don't know about bio.
Right.
So bila kita
Betul.
tengok, we're very impressed.
Betul.
Okay, so that's why kita kata it's a very interesting
Very
program.
interesting.
It's a very interesting program.
I agree with you.
Alright.
Okay.
So then I boleh nampak how excited the students mempelajari all those things, and then they are proud to tell them to the public. Okay, sebab that's why kita kata biotechnology is really helping community. Okay, community and country as a whole lah. Okay, that's why bila kita masuk balik ke topik kita hari ni about the COVID-19, so kita nampak the biotech people, okay, I believe is part of the frontliners.
Yes.
Betul Dr. Suen?
Betul.
But they are doing a really great job, okay, in make sure pandemic ni tidak berkembang dan slowly berhenti.
Betul.
Right? So they are very important person, alright? So that's why daripada wujudnya COVID-19 ni, so ada banyak proses yang kita nak pastikan, dia nak find out dulu, and then macam mana nak overcome. So mungkin Dr. Sun boleh cerita sikit like
Boleh.
the involvement or involvement of the biotech person, biotech individuals ni in fighting the global pandemic macam ni.
Sure, will do.
Yep.
Okay. Of course, we need to thank all our other frontliners, the nurses,
Yes.
the doctors,
All of that.
all of them, you know, even the army, the police personnel, okay, in this very challenging time, okay,
Yes.
of course. But we also have to thank the hidden heroes,
Yes.
those
Unsung
who are,
heroes.
yeah,
Unsung
unsung heroes,
heroes.
because they are the ones who's providing the tools.
Yep.
And what are the tools to help control this pandemic? Biotech. Biotech tools.
Betul.
So as I said, biotech is a very big field. But one of the expertise or one of the specialty in biotechnology is that we actually give very advanced technology to try and stop the pandemic. And we are the only field at the moment that can actually come up with all of this particular, this particular solution.
Yes.
Right? So if you ask how biotechnology plays its field, its role,
Yep.
it actually has been in the fight against COVID from day one.
Yes.
Okay, since
Betul.
COVID started, day one dia dah
Dia
dah masuk
dia
dah.
dah masuk dan
Ah,
dia dah
dia-
terjun
dia dah terjun masuk.
Yes.
Because if you understand, biotech was used to confirm first and foremost the new virus.
Yes.
Without biotechnology, until today we don't know what was the virus.
Betul.
Okay, so the first day dah kesan.
So
Dah
mereka
detect.
mengesan, barulah diorang bagi tahu dia
Betul.
ada authorities
Betul.
to spread it to the public.
Betul, because if you do not know what is the enemy or what is this particular
Virus.
microorganism,
Yep.
macam mana nak control? Fine.
Correct.
So we started with that, and then I can assure you that in order to solve, okay, this pandemic, biotech would be the solution to cure COVID.
Right.
Okay, so from beginning right down to the end, because this is what the whole world is relying on biotechnology.
Yes.
Okay, and pharmaceutical companies for the solution to control, okay, ini dari from wide area perspektif lah, dari diagnostic ke, okay, testing ke, treatment ke, or vaccine. Okay, so all these are biotech field.
Biotech people lah.
Yeah, biotech people lah. So the world actually would be in a very bad situation, okay, if it's not for the help of biotech. That is true. Okay, modern society would have ceased to actually function. Like now we are aware. We know what to do. We've got SOPs. The government is telling us, our guidelines and all these things. It's because we know how to do it, and we can know where the enemies are.
So, contohnya kalau kita ada SOP yang dikatakan tadi, SOP during COVID-19 outbreaks ni, yang mana kita kena pakai mask, so jarak 1 meter. So itu adalah findings yang diperolehi oleh biotech people. That mean mungkin dalam findings tu mengatakan virus ni within less than 1 meter it can be spread. So semua ni tidak akan, so all those SOP I believe being advised by the biotech people.
Biotech with of course the doctors who
Yes,
are treating
the team of medical team.
Alright, so actually we use the tools to assist. So kita langsang lah, tapi betul, if we don't have that method to actually assess,
Yes.
kita mungkin ada problem sikit lah nak control the virus.
Sebab mereka tak ada di depan.
Betul.
Okay, so tapi tidak bermakna mereka bukan frontliners. They do frontliners juga. Mereka juga adalah frontliners. Which is yang saya kira sangat-sangat penting.
Betul.
Alright. Correct. So kalau yang macam kita nampak bukan patient, maksud saya individual yang buat swab test di klinik ataupun hospital tu. So the test tu actually is been done by orang biotech juga ke, ataupun because saya nampak test tu definitely buat di lab lah. So kepala saya memang terus fikir is that biology people lah, biology and technology people.
So normally when we do the COVID testing, they are trained. Okay, of course they are trained, but yes, they are lab specialists that can perform biotech analysis. Okay. So of course they are trained to do that. But coming back to this, Iza, maybe I can share a little bit.
Sure.
The test is actually the test is also a classic standard of what a biotech tool is.
Okay.
The way we do the testing, untuk yang virus tu. So basically, we are actually detecting the virus, through its genetic material.
Genetic
So kita swab tu,
betul.
right? And after that, we process the sample.
Betul, sampel.
So kita detect kita kesan dia punya genetic material. So DNA dia ni. So we go down to specifically detect viral DNA. So dia very specific lah. So cara proses tu pun kalau kita tak share, mungkin orang pun tak tahu ni test ni simple ke tak. Actually it is a very sensitive test. A lot of research has been done, to make sure that this test is available globally. But it is a standard that when we do this type of test, semua orang kalau dia guna teknik yang sama, we will be able to find the virus. So it involves a process called RT-PCR. So simply what it does is that it changes. We copy back the virus RNA. Sebab sekarang ni COVID virus dia RNA. That is one type of genetic material. Kita copy back from DNA. Lepas tu kita photostate.
Kita fotokopi kan?
Kita amplify into enough volume that we can detect the signal.
I see.
And all this is done through a biotech process. So and that's why it is very very
Itu
efficient.
yang advanced parts lah.
Itu advanced part.
Di advanced part. Kita
Yeah.
nampak okay swab test, okay keluar test.
Betul,
Dah itu je.
betul.
So di
You
sebalik.
don't see that.
Yes.
Correct, correct, yeah.
Okay. That's very very interesting, Dr. Sun. Dan saya percaya bukan sahaja, so if that's the case, not only COVID-19 lah.
Yes.
Okay, there would be a lot other
A lot of other
viruses dan juga infectious diseases right?
Yes, correct.
Di luar sana. I mean di seluruh dunia yang perlukan perhatian sebab kalau kita tak find out then we do not know how to heal.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Mungkin selain daripada COVID-19 apa lagi yang biasanya recently lah yang other pandemics other than COVID-19 yang
Okay.
bukan diselesaikan, maksudnya dikaji.
Bukan diselesaikan.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I would just like to share some history.
Okay.
Something to be, just to share.
Mm-mm.
So before this pandemic, of course, the world pun dah ada beberapa pandemic.
Daripada since
Virus
a long time
long
ago
time
lah.
back.
Yes,
So one of
betul.
the pandemic that was very very scary.
Mhm.
Okay, is you can check the history book.
Mhm.
Okay, happened in 1918.
Okay.
Okay,
Mhm.
it was called the Spanish flu pandemic.
Okay.
Okay.
I've heard about
You
it.
heard about that?
Yes.
Okay. So that time you can imagine 1918. Mana ada biotech,
Betul.
ada apa kan?
Correct.
So history has shown us, okay, that something like this, okay, can be very dangerous. In fact,
Yes.
the pandemic only happened between 1918 to 1919.
Okay.
Dekat tak sampai pun 2 tahun. But it killed 50 million people. 1/3 of the world population.
So sad to hear.
So sad to
Yes,
hear.
so sad.
Okay. So during that time, of course, there was nothing that we can do because we cannot see the enemy, we cannot detect, we don't even know what it is. But at that time, there was still social distancing. And wearing masks.
Okay.
So please, as a what? Okay, today maybe we would also say that when you go out, okay, in a place, wear mask and all that. This is
Walaupun
that's
it
true.
has been practiced long time ago,
A long time
tapi
back.
masih ada lagi golongan sekarang yang tak nak ikut ya Dr. Sunan.
Yeah, in this instant, I think that is something that history can show us. But of course, I want to share this because dulu kita tak ada biotech.
Kita tak ada tools,
Kita
peralatan,
tak tahu.
kita tak ada expert.
So, if you can see now, we are tackling the pandemic in a very different way today. Kalau kita kat 1918 tu, kesian sikit lah.
Yelah.
Because it spread so fast.
Correct.
Like COVID, the Spanish flu spread so fast and
Betul.
killed so fast.
Betul.
Alright.
So, tapi seolah-olah, okay, ada komen. Oh, okay. Ada komen juga.
Oh, ada komen.
Ada komen.
Ui.
Okay. So,
Okay.
tak, maksudnya dia seolah-olah makin dunia ni makin maju, seolah-olah all those viruses dia makin kompleks. Itu yang saya nampak. So
Yeah, okay.
that's why kita nampak
Okay.
kalau dulu orang hanya fikir okay doktor itu merawat, tapi that's where biotech evolves untuk membantu para doktor ni
Betul.
merawat.
Betul.
That's why kita katakan bio plus technology.
Betul.
Biology is not solely biology.
Correct.
Dengan teknologi lah kita
Okay.
membantu mengupgrade lagi mengupgrade lagi cara.
Solution.
Yes, the solutions.
The solution.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay. So okay, tadi kita dah sentuh sikit mengenai program-program dekat UKM ya. So mereka akan involve dalam labs. Okay, selain daripada test ya, tadi saya nampak mereka ada buat genetik. Okay, apa lagi subjek-subjek yang melibatkan labs yang mungkin para future students yang tengah menonton sekarang Dr. Sun nak tahu bila I enroll for these programs, okay, apa lagi subjek-subjek yang mungkin yang memang mereka akan pelajari dalam 2 tahun setengah diploma ataupun 3 tahun degree tu, selain daripada yang kita sentuh sikit-sikit awal tadi.
Can sure.
Ah.
Kita share sikit pasal kita
Sure.
punya program lah. So basically kita we have a wide range of courses that exposed to our student. Of course, one of it is like maybe genetic engineering. You know, we also do microbiology.
Microbiology.
Okay, so fundamentals, all these things, microbiology, because we have to analyze kan. Most of kita punya sampel kalau kita nak analyze research pun involves microbiology,
Yes.
microorganism.
Betul.
Then we also have interesting courses that deals with how to control pollution.
Pollution pun is part
Ah,
of it,
part of it, because
Okay.
kita call environmental biotechnology.
Environmental
Biotechnology.
biotechnology.
So we
I see.
how we use what you call that? We use certain tools also
Okay.
biotechnology to limit pollution. Control pollution. Like we can use bacteria to eat makan minyak, break down the
Oh
minyak.
ya ke? Okay.
So of course those are very interesting things that we do in the lab. And
So
then
boleh nampak ke dalam lab?
Boleh.
Oh,
we
okay.
break down.
I wish to see that one day.
I tell you that
Yes.
we even have experiments that can break down plastics using bacteria.
Plastik yang kita pakai
Betul.
in daily basis tu.
Yes,
Okay.
I
Alright.
them. Okay,
I see.
from the environment, because you see, even the environment, they're natural kan.
Betul.
So a lot of these microorganisms, okay, they are actually very at home. Kalau you say lah, is there a bacteria that can eat plastic? Yes, they are.
Okay.
Is it?
Alright.
It is a part of their nature. So our job is just to use biotech to identify them,
Okay.
isolate them, jagalah ada orang kan,
Yes.
kita bagi dia nutrien makan
It
sikit.
don't fit lah ya.
Lepas tu kita bagi plastik, dia happy, dia macam that is
okay.
that they come back to that role that they play in nature. So that's why environmental biotechnology is a very nice and very important field, especially kalau sekarang kita talk about pollution and all this thing.
Yes.
So we also have other courses that teach you about processing.
Okay.
Okay,
For
macam mana nak
example?
buat produk,
Okay.
how to convert certain product into something that is useful. Like even yogurt. Yogurt is a
Okay.
biotech process that we can use bacteria.
Inside good bacteria.
Good bacteria.
Good bacteria.
Good bacteria. Good bacteria, then we make it something very healthy. Okay,
Okay.
so it's a wide range, So it's very interesting.
bukanlah hanya okay. Fighting diseases is only part of it.
Oh, part of it.
There are a lot
lot.
other things
A
yang
lot.
student itu yang sebenarnya kita tak tahu. In fact saya nak tahu dan most of the students, most of the people out there memang nak tahu sebab mereka tak from the words biotechnology tu mereka tak nampak like how wide it is actually. So itu yang kita cuba nak bagi tahu hari ni lah. So that's why first of all terima kasih, lupa nak terima kasih kepada yang menonton sekarang ni Dr. Sun, alright.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Aizat Muhammad Razali, good job Dr. Sun. Boleh request lagi satu? Nak request
ICT.
apa Aizat? Sempat cerita pasal bola pula. Okay. Ingat tu I tengok boleh request lagi satu request. Apa? Request another session ke kan? Request lagu? Oh nak request lagu? Request lagu. Oh request lagu. Okay. Tak apa. So dah. Okay, so pada yang menonton tu saya sangat-sangat hargai lah sekiranya anda boleh put some like, put some love, okay, and share, okay, this information, these live sessions kepada semua kenalan-kenalan yang mungkin ada yang menyaksikan ni tahu, okay, mungkin anak-anak ya ataupun siapa saja yang berminat dengan bio dan nak involve dalam industri bioteknologi. Nanti itu part of it. So saya dengar bioteknologi pun boleh involve dalam cosmetics, right?
Yes.
Cosmetics and then processing of the cosmetic, right? And then perubatan-perubatan alternatives yang menggunakan herbs dan sebagainya. Okay. Satu hari tu Dr. Dr. Zun, boleh saya share. Saya jumpa satu student, actually it's my students lah. Okay, they're my students at diploma in biotechnology.
Okay.
So she shows me, okay, dalam sampel balang tu, okay. So dia kata, what is this? Bila I tanya, so actually this is the microorganism yang dijumpai di dalam sanas. Oh, okay. So kalaulah saya boleh tunjuk microorganism tu kepada semua, how it looks like, semua orang akan bersihkan tanda sehari-hari.
Betul.
It's really scary, but actually it's the information yang you kena tahu. Kalaulah bakteria tu boleh dilihat, betul ya? Seperti mana student-student kita melihat secara live, I believe
Dia appreciate kan?
Appreciate satu, dan pada yang mungkin mengambil sambil lewa about kebersihan, macam tadi pollution, you all akan takut, akan aware, so takkan buat all those things. Alright. Okay. Dr. Sun, I believe macam you cakap tadi, you dah 30 tahun dalam industri. Okay. So mesti ada banyak research yang you sendiri buat. Okay, yang you sendiri involve, you selama ni you buat kan. So mungkin boleh share sikit any research ataupun findings yang interesting yang you pernah find out, jumpai di dalam research you.
Okay. Thank you for asking.
Sure.
That is a very
Sebab nak tahu juga
itu
kan.
memang I punya passion lah. Right?
Mungkin dah 30 tahun tu mungkin industri tu pun dah like 3 dekad, industri tu pun dah berubah-ubah, right? So mungkin boleh share sikit kepada all the viewers of this.
So basically I'm still involved with research. Okay. Until now.
Never ending,
because it is like a passion, you know. Because when you're in biotech, one of the best thing to do, okay, is always research, okay, because it's exciting. Because you never know what you will discover. And this is one of the field that is bound to give you that excitement, sebab you memang akan dapat discover something new every time you do research.
Okay.
So that has not failed me. So I'm like a little boy when you talk about research.
Okay.
I always get excited, and I think my student gets that from me, you know, when they do their research as well. Because you can see the reward, is it? But when you discover something new, man, siapa tak happy kan?
Betul.
Right? And it's very powerful. Okay. So I've been involved with research. I'm actually trained as a virologist. Okay. I remember what virology.
Virology.
Yeah, you know. That was my training. But I specialize in looking at the molecular part of the virus, DNA and all these things.
Okay.
So basically now I'm still involved with that. Okay. I'm involved with 2 major research programs.
Right now,
Right now. One of it, okay, is it's a research to develop synthetic antibodies.
Okay.
Antibody synthetic. Okay, kita guna computer, biocomputation, alright. But again, dia punya purpose ni kita nak fight infectious disease.
Okay.
So it's against infectious microorganisms. Okay. So this research is actually supported by the Ministry of Science and Technology and Innovation. And we are supposed to come up with the help of the government, they support us with the grant. We're going to come up with a new platform to detect the virus or anything, bacteria cepat. So kita ambil sensor je, kita letak, lepas tu dah confirm.
Wow.
So that's what the government wants us to do with this new technology. So that I'm involved with that, and it is now actively working. The other major research that I'm working on is to identify the mechanism for antibiotic resistance. Okay.
Again.
Antibiotic resistance.
Antibiotic resistance.
In bacteria.
Okay.
So why is it important?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why.
Sebab kalau kita cakap kita nak treat, okay, bacteria, orang sakit, bacterial infection. You see now that there's a lot of problem with antibiotic resistance. Maksudnya kalau kita bagi antibiotik kita tak kena.
Okay.
Tak mujarab.
Okay, betul.
Tak ada kesan. You know, in fact, I've also have certain isolated bacteria dari natural surrounding.
Okay.
Dan kalau kita guna antibiotik, dia
memang tak mati.
Tak mati.
Okay.
So this is a very important concern about WHO. Okay, of course, first one is like pandemic,
Betul.
Tetapi number 3, okay, in dia punya emergency list
Okay.
is to beware of antibiotic resistance of bacteria. So kalau kita sakit tu, kita makan antibiotik, kita kena makan antibiotik yang sesuai
Ya
lah.
betul lah. Ya.
Jangan
Betul.
sendiri jadi doktor. You know,
Yes.
satu hari makan, the next day tak makan.
Okay.
This is what's happening, and antibiotic resistance is very prevalent now. You know, in the community. So this is this research program is sponsored by international. It's from Canada. It's an International Development Research Center. So we are trying to identify marine bacteria yang adalah yang problem ni and try to see whether we can detect which one is already critical.
Okay. Yang tak ada antibiotik yang boleh musnahkan
Betul.
dia.
So that then it will be like an alert juga lah. Sebab kalau bakteria ni dia infect orang, susah juga.
Susah, kita tak boleh nak cari nak cure dia.
Betul.
Okay, so bila kita nampak macam wow. Okay, so
So exciting ke?
yes, betul, exciting.
So there's a lot of potential.
Okay, Sangeeta Melayu, awesome Dr. Sun.
Thank you Puan Sangeeta.
Thank you Puan Sangeeta for watching. Okay, so kalau ada yang nak tengok and then ada yang sedang tengok dan ada soalan-soalan, boleh throw out some questions. Sebab kita punya session bukannya lama sangat pun, it's only like less than 1 hour. So appreciate kalau anda gunakan peluang ni, okay, tanya whatever question related to biotechnology yang nak tahu, please drop your comments.
Sebelum bola tu.
Tak boleh. Tak boleh. Okay. And then, baru cakap dah muncul soalan dah. Okay, Kamera said, okay, dia tanya Dr. Sun, what are the difference between biotechnology and biomedical? Is that the same?
Okay.
Or, yeah.
Very good
terangkan.
question there.
Biotechnology and biomedical.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, when we talk about biotechnology, we give you a wider spectrum of the course. Because biotech, as I said, dari buat makanan sampailah buat testing kit, or diagnostic.
Betul.
Dia besar.
Betul?
Okay, so dia punya field dia wide, dia memang it covers all the areas.
Okay.
Kalau biomedical we talk more about macam human, okay? Human treatment, testing for human, okay? And basically we're focusing more on health lah.
Okay.
Human health in this case. So the
That's
application
why
of
nama dia
biotech.
medical lah.
Betul, biomedical.
Okay. So can I say when you learn about biotechnology, you also can involve the biomedical,
Yes.
involve dalam biomedical industry.
Betul.
So that's a bonus point lah.
Correct. So it's a
Okay.
wider. We want to widen the area of the application so that you don't only go to human health,
Yes.
but if you say that you want to go to agriculture, kita boleh apply biotech kat agriculture juga. Pertanian,
Betul.
kita boleh buat biotechnology dalam aquaculture.
Aquaculture,
Aquaculture.
yes.
Jadi,
Agriculture,
agriculture.
Betul.
So we don't limit lah the
Yes,
application.
betul. So kalau you boleh belajar pasal semua, kenapa nak limit yourself to only study one? Betul
That's true.
tak?
That's the other thing.
Okay.
Yeah, to get everything in kan.
So ada yang tanya juga, bioteknologi ni saya nampak saya rasa student tu adalah peminat dekat CSI. So dia kata ada boleh involve dalam bidang forensik tak?
Oh memang
Boleh. The answer is memang boleh.
And in fact, kalau kita buat, if we go to our chemistry department kat Malaysia, kita pun guna biotech to do the fingerprinting. Kita buat pengesanan DNA, okay,
yes.
for forensic using biotech tools.
That's very interesting.
So it's applied. It is a standard.
Yes. Okay. So ada lagi soalan. Okay, Satish. Okay, dia tanya pasal salary. Okay, so mungkin Dr. Su boleh bagi tahu like roughly lah. Okay, roughly. Sekarang kadang-kadang different industry dia punya salary is different. Okay, bergantung kepada mungkin I believe bergantung kepada kerja yang mereka akan lakukan lah. How complicated the kerja is. Alright, so mungkin roughly lah figure kalau mereka daripada diploma and then daripada ijazah, macam mana salary range lah plus minus?
The range, okay, because it depends on the industry that you're working in. And so, kalau in general lah, I would say from diploma, you know, you start off with 2,000 basic. And
Diploma.
then, diploma,
Okay,
so
that's very good.
you got basic, of course, with, you know, you can go up to 3,000.
Yes.
But when you are doing bachelor, with your bachelor degree, definitely the industry pays well, much better, because you're involved with more technical work. Okay, sometimes you actually have to do a lot more of what you call that, scientific reporting for the company.
Betul.
So we range from basic 3,000 basic, and then it moves up,
Yes.
depending how good you are.
It's
and
gonna
how
be boost up. So kalau the more experience you get, then the more value yang mereka akan, the company will give you. Okay? So Satish, harap-harapnya soalan awak berjawab lah. Kalau macam saya cakap, kita pun tak banyak masa. So kalau ada soalan boleh bagi tahu sekarang. Tapi just in case, kalau ada lagi soalan yang sekarang tak terfikir, lepas-lepas sekarang baru terfikir, okay, tak apa. Yang itu boleh tanya kemudian. Just drop your comments, kita punya team akan jawab. Okay, so kita dah cerita banyak, Dr. Sun. Very interesting information, very useful sharing. Okay, so kita nak bagi tahulah, okay, kalau for those yang menyaksikan, okay, dan interested untuk join IUKL diploma or bachelor of biotechnology, okay, our June intake is still open, but last call. Okay, last call for June intake. Kita dah bagi tahu since our first session of FB Live lagi, okay, tapi since this is the 4th week, okay, the intake is still open, but last call. So jangan ketinggalan, kerana apa? June intake, seperti yang saya beritahu sebelum ni, anda boleh dapatkan 6,000 discount rebates. That's a lot, Dr. Sun. So kena daftar cepat-cepat. Okay? Exciting. Macam mana excitingnya biotechnology dapat pula 6,000 rebates. So memang exciting. Tapi untuk June intake saja so kena cepat. Macam saya cakap, ini last call. So boleh drop your inquiries ataupun macam mana nak register, nak tahu lebih lanjut pasal program, and then mungkin ada nak request nak mungkin one-to-one consultations dengan Dr. Sun pun boleh. Anytime. Okay. Yes, can email. Okay. Kalau nak melalui marketing team, okay, boleh hubungi IUKL marketing team di talian hotline 019-388-3435. Saya ulang, 019-388-3435. Boleh WhatsApp, boleh call, okay, nak tanya pasal biotech ataupun program lain pun boleh, alright, bersama tim-tim kami lah, alright. So saya recap balik perbualan kita, sembang-sembang kita hari ini. So bioteknologi tu sangat besar. So saya terfikir last question lah, yang saya nak Dr. Sun comment. Kalau student tu tidak ada background bio, dia boleh tak study diploma mungkin daripada SPM, dia tak ada ambil bio, okay, tapi dia ambil science, normal science, okay, is it possible untuk dia belajar diploma in biotech? Boleh. So ada kesukaran tak untuk dia belajar nanti? Ataupun I mean from the lecturer perspective lah. Just kita sikit lah sebelum kita menamatkan perbualan ni.
Boleh.
Boleh.
I would say that because kita the lecturers and all these things, dia prihatin. Okay. So we help students not only just because kita nak tengok work qualifications and all this thing. So when they come in IUKL, kita jaga anak sendiri lah. We will lead, you don't have to worry. When you come in, we are already taken care of.
Betul.
So kalau nak jawab tu kan, no problem.
No problem at all. So yang tidak mengambil biology juga boleh study biotechnology. It's very very possible. Our lecturers, okay, sangat-sangat mengambil berat, okay, kepada students. You tak pandai, kita akan ajar. Betul sampai you pandai. Betul. Alright. So saya kira tim dah habis masa ke? Dah habis masa dah. Okay. Sedih sebenarnya nak habiskan perbualan ni sebab sangat-sangat menarik. Ada banyak findings baru yang saya sendiri, info-info baru yang saya sendiri pun belum tahu, baru tahu hari ni. Okay, so terima kasih banyak-banyak kepada yang menonton. Okay, minggu depan saya bersama anda lagi. Okay, jangan bosan menyaksikan saya minggu depan. Okay, tapi bersama panel yang lain pula. So, izinkan saya untuk bagi tahu, bocorkan rahsia sikit. Okay, minggu depan kita akan bersama dengan panel yang akan membicarakan mengenai real estate. Okay, real estate management. So, dan juga pada hari Rabu dan pada hari Jumaat kita akan membincangkan mengenai communication, corporate com. So belum lagi kita bincang sebelum ni. Okay, so their turn will be next week. So yang berminat dengan hartanah, pulau-pulau hartanah apa semua kan, career mengenai hartanah dan juga corporate communication. So stay tuned with us next week. Setiap Rabu dan juga Jumaat tepat jam 11 pagi di FB page IUKL Local Infrastructure University Kuala Lumpur. So see you next week.